Hey guys, Lance here with Medicare Help. And one of the questions we've been getting a lot about is what life settlements are and how to know if that's something worth pursuing or not. So basically, what a life settlement does is it allows you to sell your life insurance policy that you may not need, want, or just can't afford anymore, which then allows you to get a large cash settlement instead. So in this video, I'll be going through all the basics you'll need to know, and I'll try to make things as simple to understand as possible so that ultimately you can get an idea if this is something you might want to look into for yourself or not. For starters, let's say the original purpose you got your policy for no longer exists. And so here's a few examples of what that might look like for you. First, you may be in a situation where your children no longer need financial support. Or let's say you got your policy to cover debt for things like a mortgage or a loan, medical expenses, or even a credit card. If all of that debt is gone, you may no longer need your insurance policy. Also, as another example, let's say your spouse no longer needs the money from your policy because you now have enough in your savings to the point where the policy is no longer necessary. And then a few other examples could be something like you have a policy that's coming to an end and you simply no longer need it. Or you may not have the money to keep making the payments on your policy. Or maybe you just plan on retiring. The point is, no matter what your particular situation may look like, you could have some really great options available to you. Now, if your life insurance policy is business owned, a few reasons you may be interested in a life insurance settlement could be situations such as you no longer own that company. Or let's say the company has already paid off a debt and there is no longer a need for your policy. Also, it could be because of something like a buy-sell agreement, which is also known as a buyout agreement. And this simply means that your policy could be sold because a buy-sell agreement is no longer needed. But ultimately, the idea here is to show you some of the many different kinds of reasons that someone may benefit from considering a settlement of their life insurance policy. So next, I'll explain how you can know if you might qualify for a life insurance policy settlement. Now, to qualify for a life settlement, there are 3 qualifications you'll want to meet. First, you'll want to be someone who is 65 years or older. However, if your health has become very impaired, then even if you're under the age of 65, your policy may still qualify. Next, if you've had any health setbacks since your policy started. And finally, if your policy has a face value of $250,000 and above. Now, after determining whether or not you qualify, the next questions we'll go through are, how do I sell my policy? And the always important question, how do I know that I'm getting the most value for my policy? So first off, how do you go about finding out what your policy might be worth? Well, it's similar to buying insurance or like buying a home. You can use a broker to help you get the best deal on insurance, or you can deal directly with insurance agencies yourself to try and get the best deal. Or kind of like in real estate, you can sell a house on your own. But most people end up using a realtor because in most cases, a good realtor will get you more money even after paying them their commission than what most people could get trying to sell their house on their own. So if you're interested in working with someone to try and get you the most amount of money possible for your policy, there's a company I recommend which has been around since 1935, and they've earned a stellar reputation both in their community and with those they've been helping. The company was initially called Spetner Insurance Agency back in 1935, and its life settlement brokerage affiliate, Genesis Asset Advisors, was formed in 2007. Now, I don't work for them, but I can vouch for the legacy of this company and the integrity of the current owner, Jonathan Spetner, which is why I wanted to share their information with you. Jonathan has been involved with life insurance since 1986, and he's someone who truly enjoys taking the time to explain everything to you in a way that shows you all the options available to you so that you can make the best decision for your particular situation. Now, I'll include their information in the description, so feel free to take advantage of that if you like. It's free to give them a call and they'll help you find all the best options available to you so that you can then decide what might be best for you. So either way, whether you work with someone to help you or whether you contact insurance companies yourself, here's the basic formula that is used to determine the value of your life insurance policy. Now, there's basically 3 factors that are considered. So first, they're going to take a look at how healthy you are. In other words, what is your life expectancy? Next, they're going to take a look at the health of your life insurance policy. And this basically means what will it cost the investor to have to pay for the rest of your life expectancy. And they will also take a look at the health of the marketplace. This means what the investor expects to make on your policy. These factors basically help to determine what they are willing to offer you for your life insurance policy. Now, this is where working with a qualified broker can help to take out all of the guesswork and to ensure that you are getting the most when it comes to figuring out how much they will pay you for your life insurance settlement policy. If you contact a broker, they'll start by gathering some basic information from you, such as your name, age, address, a phone number, as well as the type of policy you have to help determine whether or not they can move forward with finding someone who may be interested in purchasing your life insurance settlement policy. Now, if at that time your broker determines that your life insurance policy has value, then the next step would be to have you fill out a short application, as well as a couple of standard release forms that would allow them to legally collect all the relevant policy and health information on your behalf. And then once all of that is collected, your health information will be in safe hands as it's protected by HIPAA and can only be utilized to determine the value of your policy. Now, what happens from here? Well, if you're working with a broker, here's what they will do. The broker will submit your case to the marketplace for pricing. By searching the market for the best possible price, basically your broker is able to raise the benefit of selling your life insurance policy significantly before sending the offer over to you for review. And now keep in mind, there is no obligation for you to choose an offer. Whether you decide to move forward at this point, it's totally up to you. But if you do find an offer that is acceptable to you, then they will send over the contracts with a notary to help you sign and notarize the papers for the life settlement. So once all of that is completed, your contract is then sent over to your insurance provider to make sure everything is filled out accurately and completely. Then if everything checks out, the money to purchase your life insurance settlement policy is sent to a large financial institution to sit safely in an escrow account while ownership changes are recorded by the insurance company. And once that's complete, the money is then released from the escrow account and then given over to you. Now, even though having cash in hand is ideal for some people, this may not be the case for everyone. For example, if you don't need the cash right now, a good alternative might be something like a retained death benefit. And this is where you're able to keep a portion of your life insurance policy's death benefit to direct as you wish. So ultimately, whichever route you decide, your broker would make terms in your contract to make sure that the buyer complies with the agreement. Again, there is no obligation to accept an offer or sell your life insurance policy. But if you are looking for a good broker, I will put information to the one I recommend down in the description below. Also, if you have any other questions, don't hesitate to post those in the comments below. We love getting to answer as many of those as we can. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate your time, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video.